Hey, hi everybody. Bearded Lobo, Scott Lawson here, and I have been going stir crazy. I've been reading the news nonstop, and man, it's just been crazy. One of the things I think I'm going to try to do is I read on Facebook that if you have a beard, uh, you might contract the virus. So I'm going to do my part, and I'm going to shave. And I know it's the Bear Lobo, but that's all right.
What? No. No. I've made a terrible mistake.
Hello, everyone. Bearded Lobo here. Mostly Bearded Lobo. Hope y'all liked the intro today. I thought it'd be fun to kind of talk about different things that I saw in the news or on Facebook that really did have me scared for a second. I was like, oh no, maybe I should shave my beard. But don't worry, I really didn't fall for it. But this is a plan where I needed a goatee for another video that I'm planning later on this week. But here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go through and show you some of the online resources I have found, and some of them are pretty cool. I have shared this with Mrs. Carter, and she has also added in a couple of these. But here is what I wanted to go over. So uh, as far as having something that's kind of like class as normal, you can use Zoom meetings, and I have a link on it here. Uh, right now, it has free for up to 40 minutes and as many students as you want as a time, and you can connect with your class just like normal. I know that Google Meets and Google Hangouts kind of has something similar, but Zoom meeting seems to work really well. And I know that Mr. Phillips is going to be using it some in his meetings on Wednesday. As far as podcasting or audio recording, I've used vocaroo before. You can have students record small vocal sections at a time. And this is great. You just record it, whatever you want to record, uh, hit stop, and then you can save and share and send it exactly to wherever you want. They can download it, they can copy the link, and then turn it in directly to Google Classroom. It's a pretty neat feature. The other one I found was Soundtrap, and what is really neat about Soundtrap is whenever you're logged in and you create an account, what it does is after you record it, it shows you a transcript of everything that you have already recorded. So if I click on Studio, I can pull up directly everything that I have already recorded. So I can click on the interactive transcript, and as I edit this, it will edit what I've actually recorded up here. So it's kind of a cool feature. You can have students collaborate with each other. You get 30 free days as an educator. So that is something to think about as we're trying to think about how we're going to do online teaching and how maybe we can get some responses from our students. The next one is Ctrl-Alt Achieve. This is the blog by Eric Kurtz. I've talked about this before. It's a great blog. He has great resources on every single type of topic as it relates to uh, Google and for sure check out like the accommodations and different things about how we can accommodate for our special needs departments. Uh, he has lots of different resources. It's a great site. Explore it, look at it, check it out. As far as video recording, if you want your students to video record or send in responses that way, you can use Flipgrid. I've never used Flipgrid before, but I'm thinking about it now so that I can get different student responses. You can also have students respond to each other through that Flipgrid. I'm using WeVideo right now to edit this video. My Premiere Pro is not working on this computer right now, so I am using WeVideo. Uh, the paid version is pretty limited, but as with everything Corona related, maybe they'll give you a good deal if you're wanting to. Just something to think about and consider. But you can have people record directly onto WeVideo, and then you can have them edit backgrounds and add transitions and kind of goofy stuff like that. The next thing is Screencastify. That is what I'm using to record right now. I'm using Screencastify. All you do is just record and go through it. I love Screencastify. It works. I've also shared a link to a copy of Screencastify's presentation at TCEA. They go over how they encourage you to use it for formative assessment, and it's pretty neat. The next one is one that maybe y'all haven't heard of before. I've used it a couple of times in class. It's called newsela. They have their whole site free with free access. They have their entire product, which it's pretty expensive, but even if you're just using the free version, it's pretty useful. What you can do is go through and assign news articles to students. These news articles, they can set their own reading level accordingly. So let's say you have somebody that is a weaker reader. What you can do is assign it, and then they can go through and change their reading level. So if they want it to be the hardest reading level, they can hit max. If they want the lowest reading level, then they can change it there. Now, it does look like it's completely free and open. This person hasn't taken the quiz because originally, whenever I gave the quiz, it was not open. So I had to take screenshots of it. But it looks like you can actually see what they're doing because everything is free and open here. So again, go through, look at it, explore it. If you need help using it, just call me and let me or email me or get a hold of me. Do whatever you need. The next one is Immersive Reader. Immersive Reader I talked about in my last video. So go back and look at my last video. But basically, it is a web extension. It looks like this little red and black one up here. This red and black symbol. Just type in Immersive Reader to the Chrome Web Store, and you'll be able to use it. It has to be on a website. So if I'm here on Immersive Reader and I right click on it and then I click on Help Me Read This, it will read that for me. And it's pretty neat. It may be a good tool for you to use for your students that struggle reading, that you would send to either CMC or you would read for them. Now they can use that tool for themselves, and it is open. The extension's open. Just go through and look at it. This one is one that Mrs. Carter added, FlowCabulary. So I hadn't seen it yet, but let's go check it out. I've heard of this. I've looked at it. But it looks like you can do some free trials. It is, I believe, something to do with music and vocabulary, which is a really cool idea. Again, click on it. It looks like they're offering specials for schools that are closed uh, by COVID-19. So don't stress out. Don't think that you have to know all of the answers. We're not going to know all the answers. Uh, right now, we're just in it for 1 week, and hopefully that's true. But this could extend a little bit past that. Just try it. If something doesn't work, then modify it a little bit. If you need help, don't be afraid to ask for help. The biggest advice I heard on a podcast I was listening to uh, called Real Rap with Reynolds. It was his Sunday night teacher talk this past week. He said he's been doing online teaching because of school closures for about 2 weeks. And he said, just keep it simple. Focus on the basics, reading, writing. Try to find something small that kids can work on and do. And don't try to kill yourself. The other thing I found really encouraging was uh, make sure that even though you're kind of reinventing the wheel as it goes to teaching, try to pick something that you can learn from this to make you a better teacher for next year. Well, that's all I've got. I hope that this helps out. Uh, if you need any more assistance, again, you can email me. My email is mlawson@levelandisd.net. Just email me and I'll try to get back to you. All right. Take care and